video on these fish bones that I picked up today. So I went into Leeds and I was all around the market, and because they've got some interesting stalls, and some like cheap front veg stalls and fishmongers and and good butchers and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of quite interesting. And I noticed that they were selling off. I noticed a few weeks ago that they were selling off the bones from the salmon. So I was curious. I've seen them as little as £1.99 a kilo. These were, what did I work it out at? £3.50 a kilo. But I got to choose what I had. I got to choose what I wanted. So I thought to myself, let's just buy some and see what we've kind of got. They haven't done a particularly very good job of removing all the meat off those bones. I don't know if they kind of leave it on purpose so then they can sell the bones. Maybe. But my college lecturers and the chefs that I've worked for would have gone absolutely apeshit with me if I'd have left that much meat on a salmon carcass. So, what we're going to do with it? I know exactly what I'm going to do with it. There was a chef, sadly passed away, called Alistair Little. Really interesting chef. And what he used to do with I didn't work for Alistair Little, but what he used to do with the bones from salmon, he used to grill them. So with the little bits of meat that were left on, he used to grill them and have them for his lunch, and it was a bit of a chef's treat. Like, there's always little morsels, like roast chickens. Like chefs always get the oysters at the back of the legs on a roast chicken. This is one of those little kind of chef's treats. So I'm going to cut it in two. Well, how many did I buy? I bought two. So I'm going to rip off the tail. I'm not going to, just a strong pair of scissors. I'm not going to, there's a little bit of meat in there, but we can go too far, can't we? And then we'll just whip off that. The good thing about these bones as well is it'll be farm salmon, and farm salmon's kind of quite fatty. So the meat that's right next to the bone is going to be quite fatty and delicious. So that, and then I've got I don't want to make a mess of everything. I've got a tray with a bit of foil on. So we're going to grill it with a bit of salt and pepper. I'll just take that off. With a bit of salt and pepper, and see how they turn out. And they'll be a bit like spare ribs. They'll be a little bit like spare ribs. But we'll just kind of see. No, that's not my blood, that's the fish's blood. So, wash your hands. There's another bit of salmon bones in there. We'll just move that out of the way. So we'll have to put on pepper, and we'll have to put on free running salt because the rock salt won't melt properly. So I don't always like using free running salt. So just a bit of salt on, quite a lot. And then these should go like spare ribs. I mean, I don't really think it's probably worth buying these at the price that I paid, but I was curious. It might just be absolutely a treat and delicious. I mean, we're talking like proper peasant food, aren't we? To buy some bones and grill them and have them for your dinner. But I am all about that. And also, if you were prepping salmon and you were left with those, you really should be grilling them and sucking the meat off them. Yes, so on the grill in the oven at the very top. We'll whack, and we'll see how those turn out. Yes, it's on the grill. Door closed, because I'm going to have a look at this fish head while we're here. And then, so we've got another rack of ribs, and then we've got this fish head. So, now we're going to have a go at taking the cod cheeks. You see, there's all that nice bit of meat in there. So I was taught that we'd go right into there with our knife and cut out all that meat there. So I don't know why they haven't done that. Is it so they can just sell the heads and not have to get rid of them. Maybe we should probably have a go at making some fish head soup. Anyway, it's not going to be easy to do this, and we'll cut the cheeks out as well. See what meat's on the cheeks, eh? We'll do that. Let's have a look and see. Not out of the way. Hopefully it's not going to make a mess too much. So yeah, when you filleting, you're supposed to go right the way in there. In fact, one of the first chef I worked for said that he used to be able to buy collars of salmon collars, which was this bit of meat here. He said, and that's what you'd make you could get them for practically nothing, and that's what you'd make your fish cakes out of. Let's see, there's a nice chunk of meat there. I don't think it's worth. Don't really think they're worth the price I'm paying for them, if I'm honest. I think £3.50 was too much for something that essentially they have to pay to get rid of. But next time I'm in Leeds, I might buy some more, and we might have a go at making a fish head soup. But it's not a bad chunk of meat, is it? It's not a bad chunk of meat. It's not a bad chunk of meat, is it? I mean, if you were to be given a load of salmon heads, it would be worth pulling all that meat out, but maybe not for that small amount there, if you've only got one. And then let's have a go. And now I haven't done a good job of that, have I? I've never done salmon. I've never pulled the cheeks out of the fish. Done it with a pig, but I've never done it with a fish head. So I really should have taken a picture of that, shouldn't I? But anyway, not to worry. The cheeks. That's not like there's going to be much. Let's get this and let's have a better look. I should have researched this, shouldn't I? But I am a fan of just having a go more than anything. I don't know how to get at it. I don't want to make a complete mess of it. Oops. A bit slippy. Excuse the eyeball, eh? I could do this better. Snips. If we get this bit off, we'll be able to have a look and see what we've got. And if we've messed up this side, we've got another side to go at as well, haven't we? I know you can buy cod cheeks, but cod are normally bigger than the salmon. No, there's no what we call it. They're not. It's not big enough. It's not big enough to get a. That's the cheek there. So is it? No, maybe. Oh, okay. So, salmon cheek, there we go. We didn't need to cut it off, we could have just scooped it out. Okay, let's do that on the other side then. So we know it's there. Careful doing this. I wouldn't recommend anyone does this, to be honest. And therefore that gets me out of someone saying that they've sliced their hand open, pulling out some salmon cheeks. There we go. So we didn't need to cut that bit off. We could have just done that. Gruesome, eh? So, salmon cheeks. And those bits of fish there. So let's wash our hands and let's have a look at these bones. And this video's not going to be too long. Oops. Oh, just in time. So, that was some good, isn't it? Kind of want it to be a bit like that. So that's all that delicious fat that I was talking about. So let's turn that over. Yeah, turn the other one over, and then they'll be just about. Let's get a fish. And then I'll be able to have those. Once I turn them over. But I want them to go crispy, ideally. Somewhere. So another 5 minutes, I reckon, and they'll be ready. And then, well, what we got? We should have really thrown those underneath the grill as well. Let's cook those under the grill as well, and then we can stop the video where we are, and we can see how it is. Right. So that, and then we'll see what those salmon cheeks are like, won't we? Right, so that under there, and then we can stop the video so it's not too long. So let's whip those off there, and then we'll cook the other ones. I don't think those are just quite ready just yet, so we'll put the other ones in. I'm not bothered about raw fish touching cooked fish. So a little bit more salt. I'm not sure it's even those ones, isn't it? Can't remember which size I did. Don't worry. So those back over the grill. And that's how I taste of this. So there's going to be some bones in there, so we need to be careful. But there's quite a lot of meat. That's lovely. That's lovely. You know, like the fun of the spare ribs is all the fat and the picking through it all. I'm not sure exactly what that is. So, that's lovely. That's right. Alice the Little was right. There we go. Thank you, Alice the Little. So, this is delicious. If you ever get some salmon bones, I totally recommend that you do it. I mean, you can pick through it and have yourself a bit of a chef's treat. Well, and then we'll just wait for those cheeks to be ready. Not cod cheeks, on it, it's salmon. Right, so these have come out now. Nice and tender. There's going to be one or two bones in there, but we just have to be hot. We just have to be careful. That's lovely. So the colour's good, and then okay, so that just peels away from the skin, and it's gelatinous, is that? So it looks like it's got a good amount of fat on it. I just need to. The bones are wanting to burn. Flip those over in a second. How's this taste? That's lovely. So it's a different texture to the meat. It's like it's a different. It's like it's a different fish. So it's like the dark meat. That's lovely, is that? That's lovely. Well, you get yourself some fish, some salmon bones and some head. You can do something with them, and something interesting and delicious. I don't think £5. I rather would have just bought £5 worth of salmon and had that for my dinner. But if you get those for free, delicious.